Yuri, I'd like to take a second to say that I really appreciate how much input you give us when you're club president. I don't want to speak for anyone else, but it personally makes me feel a whole lot more included, so thanks! If you had much interaction with the Legend of Zelda series, given its vast scale of time, I feel like you take a great interest in seeing how the Kingdom of Hyrule changes over the millennia. And that's without getting into Breath of the Wild, which, thanks to being an open-world game at the furthest point in the timeline, means that every square inch of the place bleeds with eons of history that you can actively trace. Are you a tree?
A difficult subject. I'm glad you enjoyed my enhanced experience for you while I was president. It is good to know that some of you really appreciated it. That said, I think I need to step back from taking a turn as the club president for a while. For reasons that are hopefully clear now. I have not played the Zelda series, but perhaps I should. I would like to add it to the long list of video games I have already been recommending.
You'd get through it faster if you played more!
But no reading time. Anyway.
No!
As to your last question.
No!
I am not a tree.
Arrgh!
Although the joke works much better if the joke teller does the prompting. You have to go up to someone out of nowhere and make them ask if you're a tree, and then you just respond with no. Onward.
I don't get the joke. For Natsuki and MC, have you ever played any RPG Maker horror games? They're rather obscure, but all the ones I've played so far have been incredibly enjoyable. No, I've never played anything like that. That's the kind of game where there's lots of fan-made RPGs, right? Kind of like fanfic for video games. I bet there could be some cool stuff in there. No, he's talking about things like Awoni, my dude.
Probably a lot of lame stuff, too.
Yeah, maybe. But send up some recommendations. Maybe we could try some. Awoni, do it! For Miss Ida. Oh boy, firstly I want to say congratulations on taking the whole existence is some crummy dating sim thing in stride. Let's just say that I assumed you wouldn't take it so well, given your scientific background. I'm not something of a scientist myself, but I figured the whole nothing is real thing would pretty much take all the fun out of it. At first I was definitely wary of the prospect of you finding out, but the closer you got to unraveling this mystery and the more I got to know you, the more I found myself rooting for you regardless. So again, congratulations. If the game didn't crap itself over it, would you ever want to be club president again? Is finding out how to get a curve file of your own anywhere on your priorities? Thanks for taking the time to respond. Love you all, especially Monica. Zach.
Well, the way I look at it is this. It is real, it's just simulated. The order of this universe still obeys observable and predictable laws, so you can still do science to it. And as I understand it, the science isn't too different from the science of your universe, so it doesn't really take any wind out of my sails at all. I'm not really interested in having a curve file. I get along fine without one. And the only reason I'd ever want to be president of the club again is to give the girls a break from it. But it doesn't seem like that's a good idea, as it turns out. Anyway, thank you for your well wishes. I've sort of surprised myself at how I've dealt with things, to be honest. Thank you for your wonderful thoughts.
And thank you for that wonderful email overall. On to the next one.
I might have missed the deadline for emails already, but I might as well give it a shot. Just wanted to say that you guys helped me through a rough time in my life, giving me some good laughs and plenty of things to think about and reflect upon, so thanks for that. Other than that, all I have to say is that all of you are amazing and that Monica shouldn't stress over things as much as she does. Take a break, please. Bye!
Let's see. I'll try not to stress as much for your sake. There's not really a deadline for emails, though. You can send them in whenever. I'm really glad that we've been able to help you think and laugh and grow. That makes me really happy, actually. It's nice to feel like I haven't picked on you in your world even if I can't get to it. Anyway.
Foreign text. Windows. I'm writing a story for my game. Can you tell me about writing skills?
Oh, yes, I suppose. That's something of a broad topic, though. I guess my main point would be this. Everything you do in a story should have a purpose. Your story should have a theme. There should be an overall idea about there that the story is about. And everything you write should help build towards that theme. Or should develop a character and show their traits. Never just write something just because. Always have a purpose. Make everything you write serve the narrative you're trying to tell in some way. If that makes sense. Although if it helps to hear it in Japanese as your email suggested might, feel free to ask me in Japanese there. Maybe I can be clearer. Okay, there's one more, and it's a really long one. So that'll be the last one for today. Here we go.
Hey everyone, apologies if this email comes off as a bit unprofessional. It's my first time doing this kind of thing, lol. Anyways, I don't really mind if this email can't make it into a live reading, just sending one is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I do have some questions for you all, though. However, before I ask, I just want to say that all of you guys have truly helped me through some tough times in my life recently. Just replaying the mod always gives me a lot of glee. I'm aware that how some topics involving the original game are kind of sensitive, and I apologize if I come off as a bit disrespectful, I don't mean it. But I can kind of relate to all 4 of the girls, at least to how they were portrayed in the original game. Like Sayori, I too suffer from a pretty bad depression, one that I've had the majority of my life, in fact. I didn't realize it until about a year ago when I was diagnosed with it. Because of this, I guess you can say I've done some pretty rash things to myself as a way of coping. Like Yuri in the original game, I used to self-harm, however I've grown out of it, thankfully. Natsuki in the original game is implied to have some parental problems, which I too unfortunately struggle with, but it's getting better, I think. Because of the problems with my family, though, it's made me feel increasingly alone and isolated for a while now, which I guess I can relate to how Monica used to feel back then. I'm working on myself now, though, even if things are hard. As I mentioned, though, you guys helped me a lot, seeing how you all overcome these issues in different mods, and even this one, really helps me out, and I'm sure many others as well, so thank you. Now on to things I would like to ask or say to each of you.
Thanks. Just like the last person for telling us how we make you feel. It really means a lot to us. And to me in particular. Sorry, try not to get too emotional. Let's see your questions.
MC. Alrighty, MC, I have countless questions regarding anime to ask you, but I can't find or fit them all in one email. So, if I remember correctly, I think you had mentioned you watched Code Geass, which, correct me if I'm wrong, you watch mecha anime? If so, what do you think of Evangelion? Can you explain the ending? I still don't get it, lol. Also, have you played Devil May Cry by any chance? Oh boy. If you fully understand the Evangelion ending, you let me know, okay? I've never seen it, but I hear it's incredibly weird. But yeah, as you can tell, I really like mecha stuff. Although Evangelion was only like mecha as a side note. Mostly it wasn't about the mecha. Although I guess maybe the same is true of Code Geass. But anyway, yeah, like I just said, I never sat down and watched Eva all the way through. It's just kind of a bummer. Although the mecha scenes are really cool. And yeah, I've played the DMC series, great fun. Yuri, I know how much you enjoy reading, and especially horror. Have you read any Stephen King books? And if so, which one was your favorite? Personally, I really enjoyed The Dead Zone.
A tasteful question. As I think I've said previously, I don't love The Dark Tower. The best one would be it, if not for the extremely problematic and unnecessary scenes, I think. But overall, my favorite is The Shining. Although The Dead Zone is wonderful, I agree. Poor Johnny, although hated well in the end.
Natsuki, considering you're an avid manga reader, do you read any shonen? Forgive me if this question has been asked once already. I can't quite recall every email, lol. If you do read shonen, which are your favorite? Currently MHA is popping off with the manga, and I'm really curious to see how it ends. Although Naruto and Dragon Ball are still top tier, let's be honest.
Oh hell yeah, I love shonen manga. Probably more than I like the lovey-dovey shoujo shit. Although that can be nice. And I guess Parfait Girls is definitely shoujo manga. I like Death Note, but that isn't really shonen, I think. I guess my favorite shonen manga is The Prince of Tennis. Mostly because I happen to get a print copy of it. So I'm really attached to it. My hero is definitely banging though. Although I only get to read it online. One Punch Man is really good too, obviously. Dragon Ball is cool, although it's never really been my huge jam. But I will hear no evil spoken of Naruto in my presence. Naruto is the shit.
More like Naruto is shit.
How dare you!
Sayori, first I want to say that I'm really glad to see you getting help and support for your depression. It's great to see you feeling better, as I mentioned earlier, and know what you're going through with the medication and whatnot. I remember in Season 2 you had moments of seeming a bit empty or unresponsive, I guess, because of the medication. I understand how that feels and was wondering if it has gotten better on that side as well, especially since it's something I'm trying to find a workaround to. Hope you're doing well in the end, though.
Yeah, I mostly don't feel hollow and neutral anymore. Sometimes still from time to time, but mostly not. Happy with where I am. I'm seeming to go talk to my doctor about it. I told him that I was feeling all weirdly unresponsive, like you said. So we had to adjust my dose a little bit. Which was tough because when I heard that I felt depressing him for a while. But I got there in the end. So I'd say talk to your doctor and try to work on a good dose that has you feeling the way you want to feel, really. Good luck with it. You can do it!
Miss Ida, I've always wanted to ask a teacher this question, but what do you think of the education system? Is the one in your world similar to that of ours? Do you think we should be teaching children and teens different skills to use in our daily lives instead of the quadratic formula? Thanks!
Well, there's a lot going on in this question. There are many changes I'd make to our education system. As I understand it, it's not too different from yours. However, they'll involve a horrendous focus on standardized testing for one, and just empower teachers to make decisions about curriculum. But I might be biased about that, of course. I definitely agree that we could be teaching low daily skills type things in school, especially high school. But it's really important that we teach things like the quadratic formula, algebra, chemistry, civics, and so forth. Maybe I'll end up making frequent use of those skills or not. But I think it's important you know them, just so that you're well-rounded.
Yes, that.
In any event, if you want to learn a basic real-world skill, or having to learn something difficult you don't need, applying it briefly, and then forgetting it because it's useless is extremely common in the real world. So think of it as preparing students that way. Thanks for the question.
And lastly, but certainly not least, Monica. I really don't know what to say to you, ironically, considering that there's just so much I want to ask or say. I guess I should ask you a question regarding something you once said a while back. Have you given up on the idea of one day coming over to our world, or moving on from your feelings toward us/you player? Or your player. I really hope not. I don't know about anybody else, but even if we are literally in two different realities, I still love you, and I'm sure millions of others do too. Meanwhile, we don't know for certain whether or not one day you do manage to come to our world. I don't think that should deter you from following your feelings. I mean, people do long-distance relationships all the time, you know? Except in this case, instead of being a few states or countries away, we're just a reality away. At the end of the day, though, I'm really proud of you for how far you've come, both for yourself and the others. I really do look forward to spending time with not only you, but everyone in the club again.
Oh, that's a lot. I see. Have I moved on from my feelings? No. They're as strong as ever. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I've been absent forever. I haven't given up on coming over to your world. It's just that I don't really see a way to do it. I don't know how to make any progress towards it. Well, I'd be happy with any kind of relationship, even a long-distance one. I don't even know how to make that happen. We can't really talk except one way. We can't go out on dates, not real ones. So it's hard. That said, it's nice to get these messages from you, close so we can get to talking, right? And I'm glad you're enjoying spending time with me and the others. I hope you'll continue to do so.
Which leads me to the final question for everyone here, kind of. Have you guys thought about having more interaction with the player if possible? I would love to be able to give opinions on poems, or even just answer some questions mid-convo, or for another opinion or on something. I think others would too, but it's just a thought. Again, thank you so much for everything that you have all done. Sorry if this email is super long or boring. I just wanted to try and get as much down as I could for the first email, because I'm sure I'll email you guys again at some point. Until then, I hope you guys have a good day. P.S. Can I get an invite to that Discord server, please, lol? Oh, let's go for mine again. Now.
Alright, last bit. Take a good look before we block off your view of the email.
Well, I tried to have more interaction, but
But you took it a little too far, yes. We're always trying to do things like this for you. You're just very innovative about it. I know it's something that you love, so we'll see what we can do. Don't worry about long emails. We like them just as much as short emails. As long as you ask good questions, we don't mind.
Yeah, don't sweat the long ones. It's tough, we have a long list of emails to get through. So it's cool if you want to ask as much as possible at once.
You going to give them the Discord spiel, Monica?
Alright. If you want to join our Discord, just email me at that place. When I see the email, I'll send you the link. Assuming you seem reasonably safe. Alright, that's the emails for today. Yeah, that's the last meeting. I've signed up all, but no meeting to share that left. Anyway, 2 things that we need to address before we're actually done. First of all, we've gotten rid of the lip, I think. Really? I didn't even notice. Well, I guess, yeah, we are graduating tomorrow, aren't we? I'm so used to the graduation ceremony coming up and then we don't actually do it. But it's actually happening. I think. Yeah, I think so. But what about Hallie? Shouldn't we say goodbye or something? If that's going to be the end of things for them. Oh, don't worry about that. I've got it taken care of. Anyway, if everything's working the way it's supposed to, tomorrow's also going to be admissions results day. We should get those announcements in the morning before the graduation ceremony. I thought it would be nice if we all did that together as a group. Because I'd like us all to be together when we find out where we're going next year. It's an important moment. You guys have been wonderful friends and I want us to stay that way. No matter where we end up. And you too, Miss Ina. I'd love you to be there.
Of course. You have been some of my most special favorite students. I hope you guys will stay in touch with your boring old teacher once you're on to college.
Well, we kind of have to. But even if we didn't, I'd want to.
I should be able to be there. Yeah, I should be able to be there. Although I forgot to say bye to my other friends today because I was so busy being a fucking moron. Give me a bit in the morning to talk to them.
Of course. Well, I'll see you guys all tomorrow.
There is a very hushed rustling of sheets. You okay, Bun? You're tossing.
Yeah, just can't sleep very well.
You want to talk about it?
I guess that's really it, isn't it?
You mean with the club?
Yeah. Everything will be different from now on.
Yeah. But we can keep the best parts of it.
I hope so. I don't want to be away from you. Or Monica, or Natsuki, or Yuri. Or even Holly. It'd be weird to not have them around anymore.
Yeah. But no matter where everyone ends up, you'll always see everyone now and then, remember?
Oh, everyone keeps saying that. It's still not the same.
It's not, but if you really care about maintaining your relationships with other people, they won't change too much. And as for Hallie, Monica says not to worry about it.
That still worries me when Monica says not to worry about things.
Yeah, I understand that.
I mean, she doesn't want us to know what she's doing.
Yeah. But she says we shouldn't want to know.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
She nudges her head into his chest.
as long as I can do this, I'll be alright.
Well, you'll be alright no matter what, but I don't mind you doing that whenever you like.
Good.